Stay dangerous. That's not a threat. That's not a warning. That's a philosophy. And by the time this video is over, you're going to understand exactly why the most successful, most impactful, most unforgettable people in the world never stopped being dangerous. Stay with me. This is going to shift something in you. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you made someone uncomfortable? Not by being rude, not by being cruel, but simply by refusing to shrink. When was the last time you walked into a room and people felt your presence before you even opened your mouth? When was the last time you made a decision that scared you and did it anyway? If you're struggling to remember, this video is exactly for you. Here's what nobody tells you about safety. Safety feels good. Safety feels responsible. Safety feels mature. But safety over time becomes a slow poison. It disguises itself as wisdom while quietly draining you of everything that made you powerful in the first place. The world doesn't reward the careful. The world rewards the committed. The world rewards those who show up fully, swing hard, and refuse to disappear. That is what it means to stay dangerous. Now let's define the word, because dangerous doesn't mean reckless. Dangerous doesn't mean violent. Dangerous doesn't mean you walk around with something to prove. Dangerous means you are a force. Dangerous means your presence changes the atmosphere of a room. Dangerous means you have cultivated skills, standards, and a mindset so sharp that mediocrity physically cannot survive around you. Dangerous people are dangerous to excuses, dangerous to average thinking, dangerous to the idea that you have to accept whatever life hands you. That is the kind of dangerous we are talking about. And that is the kind of dangerous you need to become and stay. Let me give you the first principle, and this one is foundational. Principle 1. Never stop sharpening the blade. There is a story often told about a woodcutter. He is fast, he is strong, he is cutting down trees all day. But as the days go on, he gets slower. Someone watches him struggle and asks, "Why don't you take a break and sharpen your axe?" The woodcutter says, "I don't have time to sharpen the axe. I'm too busy cutting." That story is about you. That story is about most people. The most dangerous version of you is not the version grinding 18 hours a day with a dull blade. The most dangerous version of you is the one who disciplines themselves to keep learning, keep refining, keep upgrading their mind, their craft, and their skill set. Every book you refuse to read is a blade getting duller. Every skill you tell yourself you'll learn later is an edge being lost. Every time you say you already know enough you begin the slow slide into irrelevance. Stay dangerous by staying sharp, always. Principle 2. Protect your standards like your life depends on it, because it does. Here is what happens to most people. They start with high standards. They are clear on what they want, what they will tolerate, and what they stand for. Then, slowly, life starts negotiating with them. Someone disrespects them, and they let it slide just once, then twice. Then it becomes the norm. They had a vision for their work, their relationships, their life, and then they started accepting less, telling themselves they were being realistic. Realistic is another word for defeated. The most dangerous people you will ever meet are non-negotiable about their standards. Not arrogant, not impossible to work with, but completely, unshakably clear on what they will and will not accept. When you lower your standards, you send a signal to the world and to yourself that you can be settled for. And once that signal is out there, the world will keep sending you settling for energy. Hold the line. Stay dangerous. Principle 3. Get comfortable being misunderstood. This one will test you more than any of the others. When you decide to stay dangerous, when you decide to operate at a level above average, when you decide to refuse comfort, people will not always cheer for you. Some will call you arrogant. Some will call you intense. Some will say you take things too seriously. Some will tell you to relax, to slow down, to be more realistic. Here is the truth. You cannot be great and be fully understood at the same time. The people who changed history were not the ones who made everyone comfortable. They were the ones who stayed true to their vision long enough for the world to catch up. Leonardo da Vinci was drawing flying machines centuries before the airplane existed. Nobody understood him. He stayed dangerous anyway. Muhammad Ali refused to be who the world told him to be. They stripped his title. They mocked him. He stayed dangerous anyway. Misunderstanding is the price of operating ahead of the curve. Pay it willingly. Principle 4. Use fear as fuel, not as a stop sign. Every single time you feel fear, your body is telling you something important. It is telling you that what you are about to do matters, that it is real, that there is something worth protecting or something worth pursuing on the other side. Dangerous people do not feel less fear. They feel fear and move anyway. Fear of failure, move anyway. Fear of judgment, move anyway. Fear that you are not ready, move anyway. Because here is a secret. Nobody is ever fully ready. The most qualified people in the world still feel unready before they begin. They just do not let that feeling make decisions for them. The moment you let fear sit in the driver's seat of your life, you stop being dangerous. You become predictable. And predictable is the most dangerous thing you can actually be. Because predictable means stagnant, and stagnant means dying. Use fear as a compass. Wherever it points, that is where your growth lives. Principle 5. Build in silence. Let results make the noise. We live in a world where everyone is announcing. Everyone is posting, performing, and broadcasting their next move before they have even made it. And then they wonder why things fall apart. There is power in silence. There is danger in mystery. When you are constantly talking about what you are going to do, you bleed the energy required to actually do it. The most dangerous people you will ever study did their deepest work in private. They trained when no one was watching. They failed when no one was recording. They refined their craft in rooms no one else had access to. And when they finally emerged, there was nothing left to question. Build your empire in the dark. The spotlight will find you. Principle 6. Stay dangerous to your old self. This is perhaps the most overlooked dimension of this entire philosophy. Most people think growth is about accumulating more knowledge, more skills, more achievements. And yes, that is part of it. But the deeper work of growth is about what you are willing to leave behind. Your old beliefs, your old habits, your old excuses, your old version of yourself that needed everything to be safe before moving forward. The most dangerous person in the room is not the one with the most trophies. It is the one who is actively becoming. The one who looks at who they were 6 months ago and barely recognizes that person, because they have been growing that fast. Be dangerous to your own limitations. Attack your ceiling every single day. When you outgrow a belief, shed it. When you outgrow a habit, drop it. When you outgrow a version of yourself, thank it and walk away. Let me bring this home. We are living in a time when the world is aggressively trying to make you comfortable. Comfortable with less, comfortable with noise, comfortable with distraction, comfortable with the idea that you have done enough, that you are enough, exactly as you are, with no further effort required. That is a beautiful lie. You are capable of more. You know it, I know it. That uncomfortable feeling in your chest when you are not operating at your best, that is not anxiety. That is potential. That is the dangerous version of you knocking on the door, asking to be let out. Open the door. Stay sharp. Hold your standards. Embrace misunderstanding. Use fear as a compass. Build in silence. And never, ever stop evolving past the version of yourself that feels safe. The world does not need more people playing it safe. The world needs you. Dangerous. So, here is your challenge before you close this video. Identify one area of your life where you have gone soft, where you have been settling, where you have been comfortable when you should have been hungry. Got it? Now make a decision. Not tomorrow, not on Monday. Right now. Decide that in that one area, you are going to become dangerous again. Because you were built for this. Stay dangerous.